As you can see, this is a soundproof room and the patient is positioned in such a way that she is unable to see the tester. So she is placed at right angles to the tester. This is the right angles. Then, because this is essential, because at times the patient may pick up the subtle clues like the hand movements or the eye movements, and that may alter the responses, thereby affecting the thresholds. Next is giving instructions. You'll be hearing a series of beeps. If you hear the beep, you can press this button. Even if it is very soft or you feel like hearing the beep, you can press this button. You will be testing your right ear first, and once I complete testing your right ear, then I'll be testing your left ear. Is that fine with you? Okay, let's start. Now the most important thing is the red earphone should be placed over the right ear, and the blue headphone should be placed on the left ear. Before doing so, the patient should be asked to remove her glasses. If someone is using or wearing bulky earrings, then in that case you should ask the client to remove the bulky earrings. Now in this case, I don't think she is using any bulky earrings, so therefore we can carry on the test. You can enlarge the headband like this and place it on the ears. The most important thing is this is the diaphragm of the headphone, and this should be right over the external auditory canal. Alright, now you should double check that the red headphone is on the right ear and the blue headphone is on the left ear. And as you can see, this is an optimal fit. There is no gap between the head and the earphone. If there is any gap between the head and the earphone, you should adjust the headband in such a way that it gives an optimal fit. Now we will start the test procedure. Start giving the tone at 1 kHz. This is the 1 kHz, this is the frequency selector. I have selected at 1 kHz. And if you are expecting that the client has normal hearing, then you can start giving the tone at 40 dB. Or if you are expecting that the client's hearing is affected, then start giving the tone at 70 dB. Okay, I expect that she has hearing loss, and that's the reason I am starting to give tone at 70 dB HL. Now she responded. I need to decrease the tone in 10 dB steps. That is, I will present it again at 60 dB. Now she doesn't hear. I'll have to increase the tone in 5 dB steps now. So I'll present the tone at 65 decibel. She responded at 70 dB HL. I will decrease it by another 10 dB. Now she didn't respond. Increase it by 5 dB. She didn't respond. She responded at 70. So her threshold at 1 kilohertz is 70 dB HL for the right ear, and red circles are used for the right ear while plotting the thresholds. And next I shall test the 2 kilohertz. The regular sequence of presenting the tones is 1 kilohertz, 2 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, 8 kilohertz, 500 hertz, and lastly 250 hertz. Why do we start giving the tone at 1 kilohertz? There are two reasons. Number one, it has got better alerting features. Number two, for the perception of speech sounds, three frequencies are very essential. Number one, 500, 1K and 2K, and we take the middle one, that is the 1 kilohertz. So there are two reasons why we start giving the tone at 1 kilohertz. We generally test octave frequencies. Octave frequencies are those frequencies where the succeeding frequency is double that of the preceding frequency. So we test at 1 kilohertz, then 2 kilohertz. Then 4 kilohertz, then 8 kilohertz. Then we retest the hearing at 1 kilohertz to know the retest reliability. And if the variation is 5 dB, the test results are acceptable. And if the variation is more than 5 dB, then you need to retest the hearing. Once the thresholds are established, we need to calculate the PTA. Since the presentation would be too long, so it's better that you wait for the next video, and that would be uploaded very soon in the near future. Thank you.